what it really costs to live in Winston-Salem in 2026. Everyone says that Winston-Salem is affordable, but what does that actually mean in real life? How much does it cost to actually live here every month? Is it cheaper than Charlotte? And what kind of lifestyle does your money really buy? Today, I want to break down the real cost of living in Winston-Salem, not just stats, but what I see every day working with people moving here. If we haven't met yet, I'm Lisa, a local real estate agent here in the Winston-Salem area, and I help people from all over the country relocate here. And one of the first questions I always get is it really more affordable to live here? And the honest answer is yes. But it depends on your lifestyle, your housing choices, and where you're moving from. So today, I'm going to walk you through the major pieces of the cost of living puzzle so you can get a clear picture. At a high level, Winston-Salem is still considered one of the more affordable cities in North Carolina compared to larger metro areas. When people move here from places like Charlotte, Raleigh, or even Florida or from the Northeast, they almost always notice that their money stretches further. But what makes the biggest difference? Housing. And we'll start there. Housing is by far the biggest factor in your cost of living. And this is where Winston-Salem really stands out. Right now in 2026, you generally see homes in the mid 250s to 350s in many areas, mid-range move-in ready homes in the 350 to 400, larger homes and newer construction in the 400s and up, and of course, we have the higher end neighborhoods as well. But compared to larger cities, buyers are often surprised by how much home they actually get for the price. I regularly talk to people coming from Charlotte who say, for the same monthly payment, I could get more space and even a yard here. And that's a big reason people start looking at Winston-Salem. For renters, prices vary depending on location and the style of apartment or townhome, of course. In general, one-bedroom apartments or townhomes often land in the $1,100 to $1,400 range. Larger units can be higher depending on the amenities and the location. And one thing I see a lot is people moving here, renting for a year, and then realizing they can buy sooner than expected. Housing is the biggest piece, but it's not the only one. So let's talk about everyday life expenses. Groceries. Groceries here are pretty manageable and feel similar to other mid-sized cities. Gas prices are typically reasonable. And one thing people don't think about is that our commutes are shorter than in bigger metro areas, and that alone can save you money over time. Utilities, depending on the season, of course. You've got your air conditioner running during the summer and the heat running during the winter. But a great bonus is that we have a great climate here. There are many days when you can just open the windows and enjoy the beautiful weather. But overall, we don't have anything extreme compared to the northern states with their weather. And then there's lifestyle spending. Dining out, coffee shops, and local events are all part of what makes Winston-Salem so enjoyable. People feel like they can still do things without constantly watching every dollar. One thing that really impacts your cost of living here is the area you choose. For example, Ardmore Homes, you have the older charm close to hospitals. Clemens and Louisville, the more suburban feel and larger homes. You have the downtown area with walkability, but typically higher price per square foot. And Kernersville, you get more space for the money and a small town feel. So even within Winston-Salem, your lifestyle and housing choice can change your monthly expenses quite a bit. Now, I want to be real for a minute. Prices have gone up over the past few years, as with everywhere. And Winston-Salem isn't the hidden secret it used to be, but compared to many larger cities, it's still a place where people can feel like they can breathe financially. I hear from my relocation clients that they don't feel stretched thin for money and expenses, and that's not just because about cheaper homes, it's about shorter drives, less traffic, a slower pace, and a strong sense of community. All of these things add value to everyday life. So is Winston-Salem the cheapest place in America? Nope. But it's one of the few places where the balance of costs of lifestyle and housing still makes sense for a lot of people. If you're thinking about moving here and wondering what your budget might look like, I'm always happy to talk to you and talk you through your situation to help you figure out what would work best. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about what the home costs, it's about what life costs and how it feels to live here.